In this video, we are going to talk about the best South Florida art museums and their locations. Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Let's start the video. 1. Perez Art Museum Miami, PAMM. Perez Art Museum Miami, PAMM. Officially known as the Georgia M. Perez Art Museum of Miami-Dade County, is a contemporary art museum that relocated in 2013 to the Morris A. Ferry Park in downtown Miami, Florida. Founded in 1984 as the Center for the Fine Arts, it became known as the Miami Art Museum from 1996 until it was renamed in 2013 upon the opening of its new building designed by Herzog and de Meuron at 1103 Biscayne Boulevard. PAMM, along with the $275 million Philip and Patricia Frost Museum of Science and a city park, which are being built in the area with completion in 2017, is part of the 20-acre Morris A. Ferry Park, formerly Bicentennial Park, Museum Park. In 2014, the museum's permanent collection contained over 1,800 works, particularly 20th and 21st century art from the Americas, Western Europe, and Africa. In 2016, the museum's collection contained nearly 2,000 works. Perez Art Museum Miami is directly served by rapid transit at Museum Park Metromover Station. 2. Rubel Museum. The Rubel Museum, formerly the Rubel Family Collection, is a private contemporary art museum with locations in the Allapattah neighborhood of Miami, Florida, and the southwest waterfront neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Opened to the public in 1993 and formerly housed in a warehouse in the Wynwood Art District. The museum and its collection were developed by Mira and Don Rubel, Miami-based art collectors who have played a significant role in the city's development as a center of the international contemporary art market. The museum relocated to a significantly larger campus in Miami and opened a campus in Washington in 2019 and 2022, respectively. In 2019, the collection relocated from the Wynwood neighborhood to a new site in the Allapattah neighborhood and was renamed the Rubel Museum. The new facility consists of 6 former industrial buildings redesigned by Seldorf Architects and features 40 galleries with 100,000 square feet of gallery space, a library, a restaurant, a performance space, and a bookstore. The facility was originally purchased by the museum as a new storage location, but the size of the site inspired museum leadership to utilize it for a larger, more public-focused museum facility. 3. The Bass Museum of Art. John Bass, 1891 to 1978, and Johanna Redlich, M. February 21, 1921, were Jewish immigrants from Vienna, Austria who resided in Miami Beach. As president of the Fajardo Sugar Company of Puerto Rico, John Bass was also an amateur journalist, artist, namely painting and etching, and composer of published music. Mr. Bass collected both fine art and cultural artifacts, including a sizable manuscript collection that now lives in the Carnegie Hall archives. In 1963, the couple bequeathed a collection of more than 500 works, including old master paintings, textiles, and sculptures, to the city of Miami Beach, under the agreement that a Bass Museum of Art would remain open to the public in perpetuity. The museum opened its doors on April 7, 1964. At the time, it was the only municipally operated art gallery in South Florida. The city spent $160,000 to renovate the structure, which includes what was formerly the Miami Beach Public Library. John Bass directed the museum from its founding until his death in 1978. 4. Museum of Graffiti. No matter the time of year, Wynwood is always the hub of art activity. With its ever-evolving murals and street art, it's no surprise that the Museum of Graffiti, a first-of-its-kind museum that presents the colorful history of the global graffiti art movement, calls the artsy neighborhood home. The creation of Alan Kett, a well-known graffiti artist, art collector, and historian whose work is sprinkled throughout Wynwood, and Miami native and attorney Allison Frieden. The entire museum is dedicated to the history and the OGs, the originals of graffiti. After more than 50 years in existence, how could we not? Graffiti is a true American art form that needs to be recognized and celebrated for its contribution to popular culture, says Freuden about developing the Graffiti Museum in Wynwood. Wynwood is arguably the birthplace of graffiti in Miami. Now that it is a hub for street art, graffiti, and murals, there is no better neighborhood in the United States. 5. ICA Miami, Institute of Contemporary Art. Institute of Contemporary Art Miami, also known as ICA Miami, is a contemporary art museum located in the Miami Design District in Miami, Florida, United States. Institute of Contemporary Art first opened in 1996 under the Museum of Contemporary Art in a building designed by Charles Wathme. The Museum of Contemporary Art, North Miami, remains at the initial location. In 2014, due to issues of zoning, the museum's board sued the city for the right to move, leading to the establishment of the Institute of Contemporary Art in 2017 in the current location in Miami's Design District. In 2024, the museum acquired the former site of the neighboring De La Cruz collection for $25 million, adding 30,000 square feet of exhibition space. The purchase was funded by contributions from dozens of South Florida philanthropists, including developer and Design District co-founder Craig Robbins. 6. Norton Museum of Art, West Palm Beach. The Norton Museum of Art is an art museum in West Palm Beach, Florida. The museum has a collection that includes over 8,200 works, with a concentration in European, American, and Chinese art, as well as in contemporary art and photography. In 2003, it overtook the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art in Sarasota to become the largest museum in Florida. Norton, the former head of the Chicago-based Acme Steel Co., moved to West Palm Beach upon retirement and decided to share his collection of paintings and sculptures. The late Art Deco/neoclassical building, designed by Marion Sims Wyeth, opened its doors to the public on February 8, 1941. Its mission statement is to preserve for the future the beautiful things of the past. 7. Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens, West Palm Beach. The Norton House is a historic home located at 253 Barcelona Road in West Palm Beach, Florida. On July 26, 1990, the house was added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. It is also a contributing property to the El Cid Historic District. The Ann Norton Sculpture Gardens consists of the Norton House and 1.7-acre, 6,900 square meters, property and features over 100 sculptures by Ann Weaver Norton, 1905 to 1982, the second wife and widow of Ralph Hubbard Norton, 1875 to 1953. The sculptures are displayed in the house, studio, and gardens, which feature over 300 species of tropical palms. Ralph Hubbard Norton was the founder of the Norton Museum of Art. 8. Whitehall, Henry M. Flagler House. Whitehall is a 75-room, 100,000 square foot, 9,700 square meter, Gilded Age palace-type mansion open to the public in Palm Beach, Florida in the United States. Completed in 1902, it is a major example of neoclassical Beaux Arts architecture designed by Karen Hastings for Henry Flagler, a leading captain of industry in the late 19th century and a leading developer of Florida as a tourist destination. The building is listed a National Historic Landmark. It now houses the Henry Morrison Flagler Museum, named after its builder. 9. Boca Raton Museum of Art. Founded by artists, the Boca Raton Museum of Art was established in 1950 as the Art Guild of Boca Raton. The organization has grown to encompass an art school, guild, store, and museum with permanent collections of contemporary art, photography, non-Western art, glass, and sculpture, as well as a diverse selection of special exhibitions. The museum is located at 501 Plaza Rio, Boca Raton, Florida in Misner Park. 10. Museum of Art Fort Lauderdale. The NSU Art Museum Fort Lauderdale is an art museum in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Originating in 1958 as the Fort Lauderdale Art Center, the museum is now located in an 83,000 square foot, 7,700 square meters, modernist building designed by Edward Larrabee Barnes. The current building was constructed in 1986 with a 10,000 square foot, 930 square meters, wing added in 2001. The main exhibition area comprises 21,000 square feet, 2,000 square meters. A sculpture terrace on the second floor adds an additional 2,800 square feet, 260 square meters of space. The museum, unlike major museums in nearby Miami, Florida, and Palm Beach, Florida, emphasizes contemporary 20th century projects, although the collection includes works from the 19th through to the 21st century. I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to Oyer channel for future updates. See you in the next video.